Trisha is so weird, y'all. She's making Trisha's everywhere look bad. I know some Trishas. They don't act like her. This is crazy. This is let's whatever. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We're here to talk Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 9, Episode 12, Shady now, Sunny later. If you guys are brand new to the channel or returning viewers that have not yet subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then y'all, I don't have to tell y'all leave y'all comments down below. So yes, let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. So it starts off with Nell and Fletcher. So they're doing a vow renewal walkthrough at the venue that they plan on having their ceremony at. So as we recall, they never had a wedding. So they ended up getting married at the courthouse back in the day. Now for their 30-year anniversary, they want to have a big wedding, the wedding of Nell's dreams, as she should. So it's interesting. So it's Kayla, who I believe is their child together, and Lance, who is Nell's son from a previous relationship. And they were like, yeah, we're waiting on one more. Y'all got more than one more child? Look. I guess Lexi's not a part of the family. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Things ain't been the same since she went over on T's channel. Shout out to Giving You the Real T. Things ain't been the same since she went on T's channel. And it's like she just ain't been back in the family since. But I guess. So it's a beautiful venue. It looks nice. It's gorgeous. It looks a little, I think the outside looks better than the inside for sure, but it's a good place. So they're sitting around talking. Little Chris comes in and Lance is like, well, you know, we all have our jobs on what we're supposed to be doing for the wedding. You know, I know that Kayla is in charge of the flowers. You have me on music, but I think that's something that Chris would be better suited at. That's something better for him. So Nell is like, okay, cool. You know, Chris can do it. You know what type of, he know what type of music his mama like. Nell is fine. So they're like, okay, Lance, so what are you going to do? Lance wants to coordinate the family going to Nell's mother's resting place. I said, what does that have to do with the ceremony? Sound like Lance was trying to get out of doing some work, but he's going to get everybody together to go to see his grandmother's resting place. We find out from Nell that she is not properly grieved her mother's passing, which is coming up on her anniversary. So I believe her mother passed away on her wedding anniversary. So we then pan over to Trisha. So Trisha is with her kids and they are at the trampoline park. And once they're done playing, she wants to talk to the kids about their family dynamic. So Xavier is like, I mean, it feels like y'all got some type of like secret beef between, you know, you and Ken and then Marquez, their father. And Trisha is like, no, there's no beef. Yes, there is. Yeah, that boy is 18 years old, headed to college. He's not stupid. So Trisha is like, look, well, I did file for divorce. Xavier's like, yeah, we know. You know, Dad told us. Trisha looks shocked by this. I'm telling y'all, she's definitely not she's not the brightest crayon in the box. Like, God, no, she's not no damn yellow. Ooh, this child. So Trisha is shocked. Okay. And I'm like, well, so then Xavier is like, I thought y'all were divorced already. Trisha is taken aback by this. Her flabber is gassed. And I'm like, why? Girl, you have a whole nother man living in that house. You are laying in the bed, cohabitating with a whole nother man in that house. Why wouldn't your kids think that you're divorced already? She looked taken aback that Xavier was like, I thought y'all were divorced already. What is wrong with her? Oh, Jesus. So Xavier is then like, so do you plan to remarry? And Trisha is like, no, not anytime soon. And then she changes it to not soon. Like the way that she quickly said, not anytime soon, that's her real reaction. She has no plans on marrying Ken. Ken, I hope you're watching this season back, okay? That's the only thing I'm looking forward to hearing them discuss at this reunion is how Ken feels about the fact that Trisha really is out here playing in his face, okay? So she then said that she needs to do some self-evaluations and that her and Ken need to work on some things with their communication. She said, so, you know, one of these days we'll get married, but no time soon. All right. So we then see Trisha going over to Nell's house. Nell immediately told her that everyone thinks that she had something going on with Martel, and I do too. Only because of the way that Trisha has handled this, right? It's either one, you wanted to prolong this out for story time, for camera time, okay? Or two, you are really hiding something more that went on between you and Martel. But again, I think Trisha has to remember you are the one that brought this up. You brought this back up, Trisha. Martel came in acting like he didn't know you, and I think you should have kept that same energy, but you didn't, so whatever. So Trisha is like, yes, I went to Martel's house. She said, in the entire time, he could not stop talking about Mel and the kids. I believe that is a lie. Because if that was the case, you would have said that a long time ago. Trisha has changed this story a couple of times, which makes me believe that her and Martel fucked. Y'all did. But then she goes on to say that it was never intimate, it was never sexual. She said Martel didn't try to come on to her at all. So if he didn't try to come on to you at all, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but if he didn't try to come on to you at all, why is it taking until this long for you to just say that? Why did you want to stop Martel from talking about this when y'all were at the open house? Okay. Okay, girl. So she said that Trisha said that she should have been honest about this from jump, and you should have. So Nell asked her why it took her so long to sign the divorce papers. Trisha said that she has allowed Marquez to go find himself. That was the kind of the purpose of them kind of separating. And I'm like, that don't answer the question. She then goes on to say that Marquez said that she was too close to her family and she was grieving and all of this type of stuff. And yeah, this is all good information for somebody, but this does not answer Nell's question on why it has taken you so long to file these papers. That doesn't answer Nell's question. You saying all this stuff about how Marquez wasn't there for you when your family passed and all that stuff, and that's shitty on his part for sure. But that wasn't the question. The question was, why has it taken you so long to sign the papers? I would like to know. Because what are we really talking about here? But whatever. So she gets emotional talking about her sister, how her sister apparently collapsed in her arms and she was trying to, pump life back into her. And it's a very sad story. She gets emotional. She starts to tear up and they begin to bond over the fact that neither one of them, Tricia and Nell, have the emotional intelligence to regulate their own emotions if there are other people around. So awesome. We then see Ken go meet up with a friend. So he's telling his friend, this is the same friend that he has met up with earlier in the season, I believe. If I'm wrong, really doesn't matter. But he's telling his friend that things have not gotten easier with him and Trisha. He's like, I'm starting to get frustrated because Trisha gets defensive about everything. We have seen that firsthand. We've seen it firsthand. Trisha is a very defensive person. She's always on guard. She's always on go. And those type of people are dangerous to be around. Not because of like physicality fights or whatever, but just nobody wants to be put into a position with a person that can't regulate their emotions because they're always defensive. That makes me think you're lying. So his friend was like, why do you think she's so defensive? Do you think it's guilt? And Ken is like, yeah, it definitely feels like a guilty response. And it does. Because if you say, Trisha, have you and Martel ever slept together? Like, have you ever messed around? If the answer is no, you should be able to say a firm no. But she doesn't do that. She talks in circles. So Ken feels that it does not matter what he thinks or feels to Trisha. It's like his opinion, his feelings, his thoughts, what he's going through does not matter. And if you think that this person that you want to marry does not care about you, does not ever put you first, why are you with her? Why do you want to marry her? Why are you still taking care of her? Why are you taking care of her kids? A lot of questions that need to be answered. So Ken feels that if Trisha does not learn to trust him, his patience is going to run out. I don't believe that because Ken's friend has said that Ken is a person who will continue to be a punching bag. So I don't get it. Like, what is going on in Ken's life? Is it self-esteem? What are we missing that Ken is willing to constantly let people disrespect him and belittle him and punch down on him like that, and you just sit there and take it? And Ken's response was, oh, well, there are a lot of shitty people in the world. And if I don't, if I'm not getting treated this way from her, I'm going to get treated this way from somebody else. Damn it. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, Ken. What is going on? Like, are you with her to stay on the show? Are you hoping that being on the show, you would get to find some other woman that is going to want to marry you? I just have a lot of questions about this because none of this shit makes sense. I promise it does not. So Ken's friend is like, okay, so like, he's making the same face that I was making too. What? So Ken feels that Trisha is selfish and keeps choosing herself, and he wants to be chosen. Choose me. Choose me. Choose yourself, Ken. If you want to be chosen, choose yourself. You're not choosing yourself either, baby, and that's why you're in the predicament that you're in now. So Ken goes on to say that, Ken's friend is like, okay, so I'm going to ask you this, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but do you think that she is still in love with Marquez? Do you think that she still wants to be with Marquez? Ken is like, no, she told me that she don't like him, that she can't stand him. That doesn't answer the question. You can still love somebody and not like them. You know what I mean? It does not seem like Trisha wants the divorce. It just doesn't. It doesn't. So his friend then asks, so why hasn't she gotten the divorce already? Because truth be told, Trisha should have been divorced from Marquez. So Ken now is a little embarrassed because his friend is asking all the right questions. We can hear Ken's heartbeat because, like, you should be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed for you, but whatever. So Ken then kind of hints that Trisha is taking advantage of him by giving this like kind of roundabout example of how people take advantage of you. You would know. He then goes on to say that when it is all said and done, and when it is time for him to leave, when it is time for it to be done, he is okay to walk away. He said this stupid shit last week on the episode, and I still feel if you have that mentality when it comes to a relationship, that you are willing to get up and walk away with no strings attached, and your feelings won't be hurt, and your heart's not in it, if you honestly and truly feel that you are okay to do that, then y'all do not need to be in a relationship. Then you shouldn't be wanting to marry this woman. Then you don't truly care about her. You don't truly love her. Because if you're in a relationship, for the average person, it's not easy to be like, okay, well, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's okay. I did love you at one point, but it's over now. Like, that's not how it works at all. We get an emotional scene where the Fletcher family goes to see Nell's mother at her resting place. I feel like this is a scene that shouldn't have been filmed, personally. If this is Nell's first time going back to her mother's resting place and her mother passed away 5 years ago, why would we use this as an opportunity to film a scene? So we then round up the episode, the end, with Nell's bachelorette party. This is going to be a short recap because nothing happened. All right, so Trisha arrives. Well, Destiny's there, setting up. They're going to have body paint, all that type of stuff. Ain't but 5 people there, but hey, it's more workers than guests that are coming, but this is the party Destiny threw. So Trisha arrives first, and Destiny is like, "Oh, you're gonna be one of the models. We're gonna be body painting you." Y'all know Trisha's so insecure about her body; she's not comfortable with that. So she looked like she was ready to turn around and run. It's okay, girl. It's a joke, right? So she is telling Destiny she's not going to drink tonight because people tell her that when she drinks, she turns up and she doesn't remember. Okay, so you get that drunk, girl, because you was giving drunk at that kid's party. But okay, so Destiny is like, oh, Trisha flips it and it's like, Destiny, you do that too. Destiny said, no, I remember what happened. I remember the conversation about, Nell wanting Sunni there, and I still just need to move accordingly. Trisha is nervous about this. Why? It doesn't involve you. Why are you nervous about what Destiny and Nell have going on? That don't involve you in any capacity whatsoever. So everybody starts coming in one by one. When Melody walks in, Destiny and Trisha's moods very quickly and obviously change, right? You know, Destiny has this weird relationship with Melody, and I think Trisha just wants to be mad at her, because then that way she doesn't have to admit to her that, yeah, I was in your marital home and I shouldn't have been, right? So they're sitting down and Melody goes and sits over to the side, and they're offering, Destiny doesn't give Melody the same like tour and this is what's going to happen of the space. Melody doesn't get that. It was a, you want a drink? Melody said no, she doesn't want a drink. She's leaving soon to do something with the kids tonight. I said, Melody ain't about to stay there with all y'all people she don't like. She is coming because they told her you got to film with other people sometimes, right? So Kimmy asks Trisha, have you spoken to Melody? And Trisha's like, no, and I don't want to. What happened? I was like, did I miss an episode? What happened? So Melody is like, Kimmy and Trish, glad I got y'all here. Trish, do you have a problem with me? And Trisha lies and said no, and then said, if I did, I would have told you. Well, Trisha, that is a lie, because you clearly have an issue with her because you told Kimmy you had an issue with her, and then now you're saying that you don't have any desire to talk to her. People that I don't have an issue with, I don't mind saying hello to. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I have better manners than Trisha does. I don't know. So then Trisha said that she doesn't know her to have an issue with her. So then Kimmy is like, well, I'm surprised you said no, because I said, okay, bone collector Kimmy. Kimmy said, no, we're going to film a scene. You've been telling me you got a problem with her. Let's talk about the problem you have with her. So Trisha feels that when they were at the barbecue, that Melody was instigating by when they were sitting at the table saying that, I think you're still in love. I think Trisha and Marquez are still in love, right? Apparently that's instigating. Now, Marquez is not even around. He's nowhere in the vicinity, but you feel that's instigating. If you feel that's instigating, you feel it's instigating. That's on you, sis. That's, you are well within your rights to feel how you feel, right? So, Melody was like, it was a joke. Trisha said it wasn't a joking matter to me. Now, we got to pause here. If somebody tells you it's not funny to them, it wasn't a joke to them, Melody should have ate that and should have said, my bad, and apologized. Melody did not apologize. Melody will not apologize throughout this scene. So, Trisha starts getting real rah-rah for no reason. And I'm like, is this how you are sober? What was you gonna do? Turn into the fucking Incredible Hulk when you had a drink? Why are you this amped up about this? So Melody is like, okay, well, how is that being messy? Because I haven't said anything outside of what you have made us privy to. And I think Trisha has to remember, you're the one that ran up to Melody and told her that you got your divorce papers and you got them notarized and you signed them, and that you wanted to tell him at the party. Marquez then came up. You got into an argument with Marquez in front of Melody. So, like, it's not, she's acting as if Melody went out sneaking around and sniffing around to try to find out her business. Like, Trisha, you've been screaming to the heavens to everybody that's around about you and Marquez. But okay. So Melody then said that, so you must feel that everybody is messy or whatever and shady. And Trisha was like, no. And I'm like, what? Trisha wants camera time? Or Trisha is guilty about something that she did with Martel, and this is her way of trying to make it seem like Melody is a terrible person so she can feel better about what she did. Because honestly, this doesn't make sense. So now Trisha and Melody are going back and forth about, well, you got the energy with me, I'm matching your energy. And Trisha is like, well, I'm not doing this, whatever. We just two bitches arguing. And Kimmy was like, I was with Kimmy. For two people that don't have an issue with each other, what is this? Melody said, well, I didn't have an issue with her, but I'm matching her energy now. And truth be told, Trisha started this. Trisha did start it, right? So all of a sudden, Destiny is like, well, we got to calm down because, this is Nell's party. Melody was like, Nell's not even here. But Destiny is like, well, I don't want Nell to come in and the energy is weird. You didn't care about Melody walking in and the energy being weird. But then we see Sunni walk in and Destiny's hypocritical ass is like, oh, well, I hope that I can, follow my own advice of not being messy. Why are you and Sunni still beefing? I don't understand this. That's the episode though, y'all. That was Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.